Hello, everybody, and welcome to another Vintage Cube League. You may notice a slightly different background. I'm recording this in my girlfriend's parents' house for New Year's, so Happy New Year's to everyone. This pack is not the best to start, but it's not terrible. There's a couple realistic picks. Thoughtseize is great. 1 mana interactive spell. It scales up in power level depending on how strong your opponent's deck is, so if they have Ancestral Recall and you can Thoughtseize it, that is a pretty key swing. There's also Dimir Signet. Renin 6, Arid Mesa, and Mana Vault as reasonable first picks here. You can take a Rabblemaster, Force of Negation, or Sylvan Library, but I think they're a bit worse. I wish I could take Renin 6 and Arid Mesa. They go really well together, but it's not that likely that either one comes around if we take the other. I think I'll take the Thoughtseize here. It's just a good card, it's interactive, and it's also the only good black card in the pack. Fiend Artisan and Tendrils of Agony are both pretty bad, so this is good from a signaling perspective. The player to our left might not go into black now. Okay, I think it's a two-card race here. Jace the Mind Sculptor versus Polluted Delta. And we should probably take the Delta. Blue-black control is solid, and Jace is just a great card. It can find you your Thoughtseize, find you your interaction. You can also use the -1 to bounce their creature and then Thoughtseize it as a slick way to kill even indestructible creatures. But I still think we should take the Polluted Delta here. This lets us delay the decision of going into a second color. We could be mono black Reanimator, but we're not that likely to be mono black. It is worth noting that there's not a single black spell in this pack. So that probably means the player to our right took a black spell. Not great. If we notice that black is being cut, we could either abandon this Thoughtseize or just play black as a splash. Yeah, we'll take the Polluted Delta here. Okay, interesting pick. There's a Volcanic Island, which doesn't pair with the Thoughtseize, but it does give us a pretty good mana base to start out. Then Polluted Delta could get blue, red, or black. There's also Shriekmaw, which is a solid card, but not a card I'm thrilled about taking third pick. Spellseeker can find the Thoughtseize, but that's kind of mid. Leavold is a great card, and we could just take the Leavold. It probably won't come around. Leavold versus Volcanic Island. I think we should take the Volcanic Island. Leavold's great, but it is 3 colors. We don't really have the fixing for it yet. And it's a good card, but it's not the kind of card you necessarily want to really build around. Like, you play this and it is just a 3/3. Like, sometimes it doesn't do that much. Yeah, we'll take the Volcanic Island. Close pick, though. So we're set up to be Grixis here. Now we have a couple lands, but not lands that... They're not blue lands, I guess, is really what it is. We could take Lurrus and try and go down that route. That's not, I think, the optimal pick, but it is a pretty fun one. And it can be there. It can be pretty good if you get there. Alternatively, yeah, it would probably just be one of these two lands. Polluted Delta finds both of them. So they're both black-red. The question is black-red-green or black-red-white. I don't think I'm going to take Lurrus. I think it is between these two lands. Zerator's Proving Ground will be nice if the Renin 6 comes around, which isn't super likely, but it could happen. Yeah, I honestly think this is more a matter of personal preference than anything else. I don't think either one of these lands is significantly better, but there's a solid amount of green in this pack. I'll take the Zerator's Proving Ground. So we have the mana base to be non-white control, 4 color with all the non-white colors. I think we just take the Nurturing Peatland here. Green is looking fairly open, so is red. So I actually do think we could end up being like Jund splashing a bit of blue potentially, especially if Ren comes around. Yeah, I'll take the Peatland. Okay, interesting. Red and black are looking solid. I mean, honestly, Jund is just looking open. We got 3 red cards, a couple black cards, a couple green cards. Seasoned Pyromancer is very powerful. I think I'm going to take the Lightning Bolt, though. Toxic Deluge is also an option, but this is a very, very late Lightning Bolt, and that's definitely a sign that red is somewhat open. This is one of the premium red cards in the whole format. Yeah, I'll take the Bolt. Okay, there's a Blood Crypt. There's also Emrakul, so if we want to do some weird shenanigans, we could try to swing that, but it doesn't really work with anything that we have at the moment, so I think we just take the Blood Crypt. Also a late Noble Hierarch, but yeah, we'll take the Blood Crypt. And now next pack we see the Renin 6 if it comes around. Oh no, wait, I think it's one pack after this. Here we can take Copperline Gorge. Our mana is starting to look very good. Specifically for Jund, we don't have the best blue fixing, but we also have no blue spells. Could take Fast Bond and try and go deep with that. And like, if you get Ramen Up Excavator, Fast Bond plus Fetch Land plus Ramen Up Excavator basically lets you put all of your lands in your deck into play at the cost of a little bit of life. So that's a nice combo, but we don't have the Ramen App, and that's not even that good of a combo. It doesn't like do much to impact the board unless you have expensive stuff in your hand already. So we'll just take the fixing. Wow. Arid Mesa and Ren both came around. We're taking the Ren, but that's great news. I really, really wish we could take the Arid Mesa too, but yeah, Ren and 6 is great. We're Junding. Now we can take Utopia Sprawl or Embereth Shieldbreaker. I think we should take the Shieldbreaker here for two reasons. First of all, it's interactive. We don't have ways to blow up artifacts yet, but being able to interact with artifacts like Is at Signet is really helpful. And secondly, we actually don't have that many forests. Carpelon Gorge and Nurturing Peatland are both non-forests. We might get more lands like that, like Raging Ravine. So, yeah, we'll take the Shieldbreaker. There's a Sacred Foundry. We can't find that off of Polluted Delta. White does look kind of open, but I think I'm just going to take Thragtusk here. It's not a great card, but it's very good in some matchups, and it's like a decent win condition that can get you some value. Okay, now we have Elvish Reclaimer, which kind of works with Ren and 6. The Kodama's Reach. I think I'll take the Kodama's Reach. Kind of close, though. We might end up with not enough basics for it. Now I'll take the Tribe Elder. So if we're playing these two cards, we want to have at least 4 basics in the deck. Right? Late Reclamation Sage. Green is looking pretty open. So worth noting, the only black card we have is this Thoughtseize we got in on our first pick, but we have pretty good black fixing. So I honestly might splash for just this Thoughtseize, even if we got no more black spells. But we're also pretty likely to get some more black spells in packs 2 and 3. All right, pack 2. What do we have here? There is a Stomping Ground, which is nice with Brennan 6, but Polluted Delta doesn't find it. There is Witherbloom Command, which is a solid card, but probably will come around. Couple decent removal spells, and then the Scarab God. And I think the Scarab God is going to be the pick here. This is a perfect blue splash. These sorts of Jund decks, you can have good interaction and some okay value plays, but a lot of blue decks can just go over the top of you with powerful card draw like Treasure Cruise, and the Scarab God gives you a way to grind in the late game. It also plays really well with a lot of the creatures we already have. Like making a 4/4 Reclamation Sage is some pretty nice value. Okay, there's another plateau. Rakdos Signet. Fury is a good one. Damn. I think I like taking the Fury here. Yeah, I'll take Fury. This card's really powerful. You want to have a lot of red cards to enable it, but hard casting it's a solid plan too. And it's another thing that works well with a Scarab God. You can evoke this early to sweep their board and keep up. And then late game, you can make a instant speed 4/4 double striker. Okay, so we're basically Jund, and Flooded Strand is the anti-Jund fetch land. But I think it's still the pick. Right now, it can only get Volcanic Island, but it's likely to be able to get something else later. Baleful Strix is good. There's a lot of good blue-black stuff in this pack, but I think we still take the fetch land and then hope to get a green fetchable land so that this can help us cast Ren and 6. When you have Ren and 6, obviously you want as many fetch lands as possible, and you specifically want fetch lands that can find both red and green mana. Okay, interesting pack here. A lot of black stuff. Hymn to Torok is probably going to be a little bit tough on the mana. Maelstrom Pulse would be good. It might come around. There's also Lava Claw Reaches, but I don't want to have too many. Like, we want to have a reasonable basic land count. Hmm. That being said, we don't have that many tapped lands. Yeah, I'll take the Lava Claw. It's kind of close, but we could still take a solid like 6 or 7 more non-basics and have enough basics to enable these two cards. And if we end up with 15 non-basics, we can just probably cut these and be fine. We'll have great mana either way. Okay, really good pack here. We'll take the Kolaghan's Command, but there's a lot of reasonable options. Escape to the Wild is another good gold card in our colors that we could play. Oracle of Moldiah is nice, especially with Ren and 6. And Blood Chief's Thirst is good too. But we'll definitely take the Kolaghan's Command and be very happy about it. Okay, this pack is not great for us. We could take crop rotation, but I think Dark Depths was already in pack one, and we didn't get that. We also passed the Elvish Reclaimer, so we're not really going for land synergies. Charter Course is just a generically good card, but we don't have the best blue fixing right now. Three blue sources. Custodial Lich is strong, a bit expensive though. And we have a lot of fives already. I'm going to take the Charter Course. Yeah, we'll go with this. It adds a lot of consistency. Hopefully we get good enough blue mana to cast it consistently. All right, Windswept Heath can find... Right now, it actually can't find Volcanic Island or Blood Crypt. We need to get some more fetchable lands, but it can find our Jund land, which is the most important one, and then it can also just fetch, like, basic forest if we need to. Okay, interesting pick here. There's a Jetmir's Garden, which would help our mana base, but it's also just kind of a bad land. We're not playing white. I think Grist is worth taking here. Yeah, let's take the Grist. Really strong card. Ooh, I think we need to take Stomping Ground now. Witherbloom Command is a great card. Often a 2-for-1. Almost always a 2-for-1, actually. But Stomping Ground means that Windswept Heath, and actually we can't get it with Floodstrand or Pluto Delta. So it really just helps with Windswept Heath. Base red green. I think this land is still just too important. Witherbloom Command is good, but there's a lot of value-y cards like this that we can take. Well, actually, no, I will take the command. It's really close, but we already have 9 non-basics, and that's not a land that actually helps us that much. Um, kind of close, but I think this is fine. Now we can take Endurance or Elvish Mystic. We'll take the Mystic. Botanical Sanctum, not bad. Take that. Maelstrom Pulse Wield, I'm not surprised, but I'm happy. All right, we have lots of good Jund cards. Splashing Blue for Charter Course, Scarab God. I think we take Bloodchief's Thirst over Oracle here. Oracle's nice, but this is a premium interactive spell. Guess we'll take... Actually, Crop Rotation is just not that good. Let's take Hornet Queen. Actually, I will take Crop Rotation speculatively, because if we manage to find Strip Mine, we could do Crop Rotation for Strip Mine and then recur it with Ren and 6. Okay, there's a Mana Crypt. Are we a Mana Crypt deck? Not really. It doesn't play well with anything other than like these three cards. I think I'm taking Minskin Boo here. This is a card that is good with Mana Crypt. I would love to get both, but that's probably not in the cards. And I don't think red green, like the Escape to the Wilds didn't come around, so whoever took that would almost definitely take Minskin Boo. Yeah, I think we just got to take this card. It's so powerful. Whoa, getting past a Mox. That's pretty nice. Ketria Triumph would go a long way, but I don't think we can pass a Mox here. Yeah, we'll take this. Actually, Ketria Triumph would be so good. It would really bring the mana base together. I've never been so close to taking a tapped land over a Mox before, but I'm still going to take the Mox. I would really like to get a land that turns this Flooded Strand better. Okay, well, there's a Breeding Pool, which does help a lot with that, but there's also two fetch lands. And I think I'm going to take a fetch here, even though Breeding Pool would be nice. There's a lot of good cards here. Primeval Titan, Kaito, Glorybringer, Braid. But a fetch land is just too good, especially one that's double on color. So both of these can find Zaitor's Proving Ground. They can also both find Volcanic Island. They can also both find Blood Crypt. So they're pretty equivalent. I think I'll take this one. Well, actually, no, I'll take the Scalding Tarn. Wooded Foothills is slightly more likely to come around. Having four fetch lands in our Ren and 6 deck feels pretty good. Although I wish this Mox could cast it so we could turn one. Okay, nice. There's a Zagoth Triome. That goes a long way. Because this is the land that we can fetch with all of these fetches. Yeah, this helps a lot. Tireless Tracker is good too. Faithless Looting, but yeah, I'll take this Triome. All right, now we're getting to the point where we don't need more lands. Again, we have a couple cards that make us want to have basic lands in our deck, and we're getting to the point where that's not going to be the case anymore. 4 fetch lands plus 2 triomes, only 2 shock lands. We could potentially cut some of these like fast lands or something if we end up getting even more fetch lands than shock lands, but I think at this point I'm going to prioritize getting spells. So like Bayou would be great, but we're going to take the Ashiok. Yeah, I think that's the right pick. Ashiok is super powerful. And Bayou might come around. We got a pretty late Grist, a pretty late Witherbloom Command, pretty late Maelstrom Pulse. Ooh, there's an Overgrown Tomb, but there's also Uro. Remnant Excavator is also decent, but it's better if we get Strip Mine. Um, I think I am taking Uro here. It plays well with the fetch land. It plays really well with Witherbloom Command. I think this gives us a lot of good grinding. Also, we are kind of light on actual win conditions, and Uro works really well with that. Hopefully, one of the green-black lands comes around, but even if they don't, we can get the Zagoth Triome. Actually, we have 2 green-black lands already, just none that are untapped. Field of the Dead. That's a pretty good one. Alternatively, we could take like a Snapcaster Mage, but that doesn't seem great with what we have. Yeah, we'll take the field. Late Expressive Iteration. Nice. Yeah, we'll take this. This deck is really coming together well. All right, interesting pick here. We're not a Guy's Cradle deck. I don't think we're a Toski deck. Can we play Narset? Not really. Let's take the Brainstorm. This is actually a very good card with us because we have 4 fetch lands. There are lots of ways to put bad cards on top and then shuffle them away. Okay, Silent Clearing doesn't really help us if we're not playing white, which I don't think we are. We have this one Knight of Autumn, but that's it. We don't even have a white fetchable land. I'll take a Regrowth. Nice. These both came around. Wow. Okay. So let's think. In general, I would easily take a fetch land here, but I actually think having more untapped fetchable lands is kind of important here, and we have 4 fetches already. So I'm going to take the Breeding Pool, although it's close. If the green-black lands come around, I'll regret this, which they're somewhat likely to do, but I still think just having more fetchable lands is actually important. We could run out of fetchable lands pretty easily in this deck. I'll take a Garrick. Uh-oh. Looks like we're not going to get the green-black lands. Right, I actually don't think we're playing Ramanap. Renin 6 just does that much better. Maybe we cut Kodama's Reach since we're not ramping that high. Um, could cut. No, I think Elvish Mystic is good. Maybe we cut Regrowth, and then we could run it like this with 17 lands. Well, all right. Let's see how the color breakdown is. I think we're base green. We have 11 green cards, 6 blue, 8 black, 6 red. So fairly close on everything other than green. Oh wait, no, 7 red. Okay. So we'll start by all right, we'll start like this and see how it looks. So for green sources, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. That's great. For blue, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Also great. For black, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's fine. Wouldn't mind one more, but 9 is okay. And for red, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, we're really well balanced here, actually. I want to skew slightly towards red-green for Ren and 6 specifically. We could maybe cut the island, but I think this works well, actually. I also want to have more lands that can cast Uro. Yeah, I mean, our mana base is great. Having 4 Shock 4 fetch lands that can find 2 on-color tri-lands really, really brings it together. Field of the Dead could be awkward in some situations. I also kind of wish we had taken the Leovold, but this deck looks really, really sweet. I will see you in round one. All right, here we are for round one on the play against Baynanners. Oh, they're a fan. That's always nice to see. Baynanners, you will be famous one day. Well, famous to my 3,000 subscribers. We're on the play. We have a good hand, solid hand. We can play turn two Grist, but if we play turn two Grist, our mana is actually kind of weird here because we can't get red and blue. So I think we're gonna play Nurturing Peatland Elvish Mystic on turn one. Right, yeah, we're gonna play Nurturing Peatland Elvish Mystic on turn one. Not 100% sure on which land we want to get, so we're gonna delay that for a turn. If we drew either a red or a blue land, or a red or a blue spell, that could sway it. Playing against a red deck. Okay, now we can get all our colors. We're gonna be paying a lot of life potentially, but I think we're just gonna go blue-red with Scalding Tarn. Yeah, that means we don't have to pay quite as much life. Oh wait, I forgot we could just get blue-red. We had the mana all along, but I still don't mind drawing a fetch land. So turn two Grist, pretty strong. I'll make a 1/1. And the mill is actually quite relevant too, because we could dig towards Uro, although I don't love putting Scarab God into the yard. No play from the opponent, alright. Let's hit them for 1, and then play Chart a Course. Get some card draw going, alright. Plus this. And then I think I will just put Botanical Sanctum into play. Yeah, sure. It'll be tapped later. Like, yeah, we could sequence the Field of the Dead, but in general, there's no need to play this early. Okay, they play Abbot of Carol Keep. We can decide if we want to bolt that or grist it. Fable on top, okay. I'm kind of leaning towards grist and just getting value out of it while we can. Okay, they play 2 creatures, so we'll just kill them both. Witherbloom Command, good draw. Let's do that actually to kill one of them. So we'll go black, green, Witherbloom Command to give DRC -1/-1, and we'll mill ourselves 3. So we mill 3, -1, -3, -1 to this. Looking for Uro. No Uro. I think I'm just going to get back Copperline Gorge and play it tapped. We'll -2 this. This does mean our Grist could die to a Bolt, but I'm okay with that. Kill this. Then we'll get our tap land into play and hit for 2. So on board it's kind of even, but or actually it's not even. We have more permanents on board, same number of cards in hand, similar life total, but then we also are building towards Field of the Dead and towards Uro. And we have a very clean answer to this 4-drop in a 1-mana Lightning Bolt. That was threatening to kill the Grist, and if they kill Grist with Hellrider, all of a sudden it's pretty close. But if we're able to do this exchange, we're in a good spot. We just need to worry about dragons. Expressive Iteration, good draw. So we'll go blue, red, iteration. Okay. We can go, I think Kolagon's Command in the hand. It's kind of close. Maelstrom Pulse, actually maybe Pulse is better. Yeah, Pulse can kill a Planeswalker. And then bottom, exile this. I'll play it. We have 2 basics left in the deck, so we can plus, and we don't need to worry about losing our last basic. We'll get the Field of the Dead into play now. Hit for 1, and then pass and grab a land with this at the end of the turn, which means that Windswept Heath is going to start making us zombies. And I like that our life total is still high too, so we don't need to worry about Dying to a flurry of burn spells. Ooh, they're playing blue as well. Okay. Char the Grist. Fair enough. Oh, whoops. That was not the end of their turn, but it's fine. Okay, so we untap. Another land. Not really what we need, but I think this Field of the Dead is going to be enough. So we'll do this, hit them for 3, and then pass. And then next turn we can hit them for 7. I'm not going to crack. Well, I think we might go end of turn, crack Peatland, but we're going to crack our fetch land first. And we can get our Jund land. Right, Zalator's Proving Ground. And we'll crack this. Right, there's more mana, but I mean, as far as lands go, those are good ones. Now we have an interesting decision if we want to get the Lava Claw Reaches into play or make a second zombie. I think I'll play the Lava Claw Reaches because that gives us, if they sweep our board, we can still swing in for lethal next turn. All right, sweet. So playing against the red. Oh man, they were flooded. Wow. Yeah, our opponent didn't do too much there. Um, they're playing Team or aggro. I don't know what the red or the blue is for, but they're pretty aggressive. So we want to lower our curve and play any life gain that we can. We don't really have a good way to do either of those. Although Titanium might actually be good just as a 3/4 with reach that can gain life. Is there anything we don't want? Honestly, the main deck looks pretty good. We could cut one of these two since we didn't see any artifacts or enchantments. Sure, we'll cut Embereth Shieldbreaker for Titania. Raises the curve a bit, but I think it's close between these two. I think this seems solid though. I would love to play Knight of Autumn, but we don't have the mana for that, so we'll submit like this. I really wish that this card could get there, but I think it's just too weak. Alright, great hand. 2 removal spells, perfect mana. Field of the Dead for a late game plan. We will keep. I think I might not play the Mystic on turn 1. I kind of want to just develop our mana by getting Triome. So, yeah, let's do that. We'll get Grixis, or we'll get Jund with this, and then Sultai with this. If we had a 3-drop, that it would be different, but we don't. Okay, this is fine. We need to decide if we want to use Bolt or Bloodchief's Thirst on this creature. I think I'm going to use Bolt. It is an instant, but Bloodchief's Thirst can hit bigger things. Lightning Bolt. Bolt is very good in this matchup. It's almost always going to trade up on mana. Okay, that's fine. I think I'm going to Bloodchief's Thirst this and then play Elvish Mystic. I think I'm going to just keep using these fetch lands because I really don't want to um, run out of fetchable lands, which is somewhat of a risk. Although, let's see, that can get Volcanic Island. Yeah, I guess it's fine. We can just get our Field of the Dead into play this turn. Avalanche Riders. That's annoying. Well, there goes our Field of the Dead. No attack. That's a little strange. Okay, yeah, misclick. That makes sense. Do we want to play Grist or Sakura Tribe Elder? I think we play Grist first. So let's go green, black, whatever. Grist plus and tap land pass. We've played a tap land every single turn this game, but we've used all of the rest of our mana, so it's a weird form of curving out. So if they pay 4 for the Avalanche Riders, they can't do anything else. So I'm not too worried about them killing the Grist. If they want to just let this Avalanche Riders die and then play Char on the Grist, that's fine. Okay, they let it die. There's an island, okay. Escape the Wilds into Time Walk. Wow, alright. They've got some powerful things over there. We want to set up for this Time Walk turn, make sure that we're not just too blindsided by it. We'll leave back some blockers for Grist. Okay, we need to get this into play now because we only have one basic left. I really don't want to lose it. So we'll play this, and then I think I'm just going to main phase sack so we don't mill over the land with Grist. Then we'll plus the Grist. Play our Scalding Tarn. And I think I'll hit for 1 but leave back the Insect. This gives us 2 blockers to save the Grist. And I don't really want to chump block with Elvish Mystic either way. Granted, we have so many lands and no spells, so like we might never need this Elvish Mystic mana. But if we draw like Scarab God, we would have a use for a lot of mana in the same turn. So they can play Abbot into Time Walk and still have 3 mana left over for potentially an extra spell. Typically, you want to play Abbot before you play your land, but in this situation, they're losing their land either way. Like if they exile a land with this, it doesn't matter. Okay, Time Walk. We'll see. They might have something better than Abbot. If they play like your Glorybringer here, it could be bad. Okay, Beaumont Courier is fine. We have blockers for that. There's the Abbot. Yeah, probably not optimal sequencing, but not too real. Oh, well, actually, they do get bitten by it. They would much rather have played this Layla than the Beaumont Courier. All right, happy to see that Layla go. Zealous conscripts. So they can steal our grist and then ultimate grist. It only hits us for 3, but it does kill our grist. So this is a good position for our opponent. We have a ton of land, so we have live top. Like we could draw Uro, and then all of a sudden we're in a great spot. They do ultimate, so we take 2 damage, and then they don't have great attacks other than the conscripts. So I think we just take 3. Oh, they do send everything. All right. Yeah, I'll just go for the block on the Abbot. If they have a way to trigger prowess at instant speed, it's too bad, but not the end of the world. Okay. So we each have 2 cards. They have more life and more mana, so they're definitely ahead. But our deck is, I think, is slightly better built for this stage of the game. We have 3 red already, so I guess I'll just get Breeding Pool. Although, let's look at fetch lands left in our deck. Flooded Strand can get either one. So yeah, we can get Breeding Pool. Man. Okay, I think I'm going to take a risk and take the hit, go to 6. Don't love it, but we're still not really in burn range. They also might have the twin combo, in which case we're just dead. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 lands accounted for, which means we only have 5 left out of 21 cards, so we're very likely to find some action here. That is action. That is definitely action. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we don't have enough mana to activate it in the same turn, which is pretty bad. But the killing the Field of the Dead is very relevant here. We would have been making zombies. We could make a 4/4 Avalanche Riders. This is the key turn of the game. If they don't do something relevant this turn, and we get to untap with a Scarab God, I think we can swing it around pretty quickly. We can bring back Grist. We can bring back Avalanche Riders, like I mentioned. Wheel of Fortune. Interesting. I will just chump block this turn if they attack. Wait, one, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight. Yeah, we can make two Scarab God tokens either way, so we don't need the Elvish Mystic mana. Skull Clamp. Interesting. Hmm. Don't love that. I don't want to give them cards. Oh, they don't attack. I think they should be attacking here. That might have been another misclick, but playing Draw-Go against the Scarab God is not where you want to be typically. So let's grab Grist, I think. I actually don't know if that lets us scry. Oh, it does. Okay, nice. So bottom that. That was a great draw. In fact, I think we just play that first to get out of burn range. So yeah, let's go the safe line of Thragtusk. Now we're at a high life total, and then we're gonna take care of the second potential risk, which is killing their Zealous Conscript so they can't twin us. I'll sack the Thragtusk because I want to make another Thragtusk next turn with this the Scarab God. And I'm not going to attack here. I don't want to give them the card draw, but if they attack us, I will block, I think. So on our next turn, we can make a Zealous Conscripts and a Beaumont Courier to start getting aggressive. Okay, they do attack at Grist. I don't really want to give them cards. I'm kind of tempted to just have Grist take this. Can we kill them on the backswing? If we make a 4/4 Beaumont Courier and a 4/4 Zealous Conscripts, or maybe Avalanche Rider Zealous Conscripts, steal their reflection. Yeah, I'm just gonna let Grist die, honestly. I don't think we need it. Are you sure? They want the card draw. Alright, so let's make a Zealous Conscripts. Steal the reflection of the Kiki Jiki. This looks like a combo, but it's not really. Actually, wait, this is a combo. Okay, so we don't need to make another thing with Scare God, and then I think we can kill them here. They say GG. So we can use this to copy the Zealous Conscript. It's sort of like the twin combo that we're assembling fully from the opponent, but we have to pay a mana each time, so it's not infinite, but we could pay 5 to make 5 Zealous Conscripts, and then attack them with 7 3/3s and a Scarab God. They could block this, and then they take lethal. So appropriate concession from the opponent. We are 1-0. I'll see you in round 2. All right, here we are for round 2. We're on the draw with a keepable hand. The mana is a little bit weird. We need to get some non-blue land, but we can do that. So, oh man, again, we only have one basic left for the Sicker Tribe Elder. So, but we can shuffle them away. So I think what we want to do here is just play tapped Breeding Pool this turn. Actually, no. I'm still gonna grab a Jund land here. It gives the mana. It makes us have much better mana. It means we can play Lightning Bolt on turn 2 if we need to, and then what we can do is on turn 3, play Brainstorm plus Sakura Tribe Elder, and then even if we draw our basic mountain, we can shuffle it back in. Brainstorm is great in this deck. So we can kill an artifact. We can kill a small creature. Green Sun Zenith. Okay. Think we bolt anything here. So let's grab Jund. Then we'll go Bolt and play Breeding Pool tapped. Three mana. What you got? Nothing. Okay. So I'm gonna main phase Brainstorm. So the question is, do we want to shock this Blood Crypt into play or play one of the basics? We don't have double black if we don't play Blood Crypt, but I think that's fine. So I think what I'm going to do is just play Island and then Sakura Tribe Elder, leaving it Breeding Pool, and then end of turn fetch Basic Mountain off of Sakura Tribe Elder. Like brainstorm the lands back in, then fetch Basic Mountain. So we'll go Island, Tribe Elder, and pass. Basic Mountain is slightly awkward with Uro, but I think that's fine. Endurance, okay? Don't really care about that. I guess it takes away the fetch land in our graveyard, so Ren and 6 becomes a worse draw, but that's fine. So we can just go block the Endurance and then brainstorm Sakura Tribe Elder. They're getting surprisingly little value out of this probe because our hand is going to look very different soon. Okay, the first white land we've seen. And then Omnath. Well then. So they're playing 5 colors. They should definitely attack here. No reason not to. So go to blocks. And we will brainstorm. Okay, pretty bad hits. Oh, but we can play Fury, which is nice. So let's put back Copperline Gorge, Blood Crypt. And then sack this for a Mountain, which gives us our second red. And then we can hardcast Fury to kill their Omnath. Good draw, but still playing Fury this turn. Lots of these elementals in play right now. All right, if they attack, I think I'll accept the trade. Well, actually, no, their life total is weirdly low. Yeah, never mind. We are kind of on the aggro here, so I will not accept the trade. Hopefully, they're just sacking this silent clearing rather than playing 5 drop. Okay, good. Our lack of black mana actually could bite us a bit here because we can't play Thoughtseize plus Grist. But now we can just go. Okay, they kill our Fury, hit us for 3. This is fine. We draw Windswept Heath. Okay, let's start with a Thoughtseize. Remand. Oh, that's actually really good here. Bummer. And then we might only be able to get his Triome here. Yeah, that's actually quite bad. So our mana ended up hurting there. We should have gotten the Blood Crypt, and that could end up messing us up. We'll kill their Mox Jet and then pass. But now they get to have a turn with, I guess they only have 4 mana, so there's nothing too scary they're likely to do. Um, but they know about the Thoughtseize, so any card that they want to cast, they'll do so now. Next turn we can go Thoughtseize, Grist, and Breath Shieldbreaker. Or Thragtusk, Thoughtseize. We'll start with the Thoughtseize, and then depending on their hand, adjust accordingly. We could just go play Shieldbreaker and then sack the Shieldbreaker to kill their Endurance if they don't have more threats. Guns Command. Okay, that's pretty good. That's actually really good. Returning Birds makes you think they might have something expensive. I think I'm discarding Thragtusk here. Actually, no. Let's discard Grist. Well, no, I'll discard Thragtusk. I'm not too worried about my life total, and we can bring it back with Scarab God later, hopefully. There's the birds. They have 2 cards. I think that they're likely to have at least one pretty relevant thing that we want to Thoughtseize. So let's play the Thoughtseize. Oh, huh. Well, we kind of got there. Cast this. Play this. Play our Grist. And I think I'm actually, well, yeah, I'll kill their Endurance. All right, now we're both top decking. We have more lands. They have more life. We have a grist. It really just depends on what's in their deck. Hopefully they're just cycling the Triome here, yeah. Obviously, I wish, 3 Tusk would have been better than Thoughtseize, conditional on them having nothing. I thought the fact that they brought back Endurance, or brought back Birds with the Endurance, or with the Kolaghan's command, meant they had something they wanted to cast that was expensive. But I guess not. I don't know why they didn't just bring back Omnath, though. Alright, we will sack this. Plus, hoping to hit Uro, no such luck. Alright, 3 lands in a row off the top is kind of rough. They cycle another Triome. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 lands down. So we have 6 left in the deck. Um, Field of the Dead would be a good one. So we have 5 dead draws. Eladamri's Call. Well, that's scary. I don't know what they have in their deck, but they get Uro. Okay, that's a big problem. They have a huge graveyard, so they can escape that multiple times. We need to find our own Uro to keep pace with this. If they attack, I'll very happily accept this trade. All right. All right, fair enough. So it's plus. Hopefully hit Uro again. Man. Okay, Field of the Dead. There's an argument to playing the Lava Claw Reaches because it can hit so hard, but at this stage, I don't think that we really care. I just want to be able to use Grist and kill the Uro. So I'm just going to try and get more bodies on the board. So now they escape the Uro. Yep, they're drawing a lot of cards and gaining a lot of life. The Uro itself we can beat though. It doesn't pressure us too much, and Grist is good against it. But it draws them cards and ramps them, so it lets them find other action, like Leovold, that's more problematic. Come on. Okay, so we're gonna kill the Leovold. They're gonna get to draw a card. Then we're gonna play this to get more bodies. Pass. This also thins a land out of the deck. I think we only have one more land that we can find with this. One volcanic island. So we could triple block. Actually, I think I will go for the triple block here. Since we don't have the mana to use Grist, we can't. We don't have the loyalty to use Grist next turn either way. They have something. Actually, based on the fact that they have something, I'm not gonna go for the triple block because I don't want to lose all my zombies and then have them like if we triple block and they kill one of the 3, then we don't get to kill their thing. They besiege you to kill our Field of the Dead. Okay. In response, we'll make another zombie. Okay. We only have 1 land left in the deck after this. That's kind of sweet. Just this Flooded Strand. All right, so we're drawing action from now on. We know for a fact that we're drawing action. We have 16 spells out of 17 cards. Look at the top of our library, or our graveyard, just 5 straight lands. Okay, so we draw. Uro, nice. That's what we needed. And we draw Scarab God too. Amazing. All right, let's plus now. Then bring back the Uro. I think bringing back Uro is better than playing Scarab God first. And we have Scarab God and Renin 6. So I'm going to exile my instants and sorceries and less relevant creatures like Shield Breaker. Fetch lands. Okay. I wouldn't mind finding the Renin 6 here. Okay, no such luck, but that's not a terrible one. All right, we'll pass. And now the board is kind of even. They're slightly ahead on board still, but we have a great hand. The Scarab God takes over, will very quickly take over this sort of game. We just need to untap with it and resolve it. If they attack with Uro, I'll trade Uros. Actually, if they attack like this, I'll just eat the wolf and kill the insect, or and chump block with insect. Solitude my Uro. Okay, that's bad. So now we trade here, chump here. Now they're well ahead on board, but the Scarab God is going to take this over quickly, hopefully. We can't afford them to have a counterspell. Okay, Giver of Runes is fine. Good draw. So we're going to go Scarab God. And then we're going to make a Fury. Fury is going to kill Giver of Runes and Huntmaster. Actually, I don't think I care about Huntmaster that much. We'll kill Giver of Runes and Solitude. And then I think I'm going to just sack the Grist. So I'm a little bit afraid of Grist milling me. So I'm going to sack the Grist here to kill the Uro. And then we can bring it back with the Scarab God if we really want to. And they can escape the Uro, but I'm not too worried about that. Cards in library is a very relevant factor in this game when both players are at such high life totals. So if they like escape the Uro, go down to 8 cards in deck, aren't attacking us, we get to untap with the Scarab God. We're in a great position. We could also make an endurance to shuffle our own graveyard back in if we want to. Really, this is going to come down to whether or not they can exile the Scarab God. And if they don't have any ways to exile the Scarab God other than this one Solitude, which is gone, we're going to win. This is exactly the sort of game where Scarab God shines. They also should have exiled all their creatures. They exiled a bunch of random stuff, but they know we have the Scarab God, so they definitely wanted to get rid of Solitude and stuff like that. Okay, so we win game one against 5 color. Should be an interesting matchup. We're both playing very grindy decks. Their mana base is great. Um, we haven't really seen anything that drastically changes our plan. Um, could play regrowth just for more value. I don't hate that. If we did that, we could cut. Part of me wants to just play 41. I think it's that kind of matchup, but no. I guess I don't need regrowth in the main. Yeah, we can just run back. Okay, I'll keep this hand. It's heavy on the mana sources. It's also heavy on the basic lands, so Sakura Tribe Elder is looking a little sketchy. But I think this is still a keep. So once again, I think we're going to start with 2 Triomes. So this one cannot get Jund. We don't really need red mana on turn 2, though, so I'm fine getting Zagoth Triome on turn 1. So get the Triome, untap. Ren and 6. Okay, we'll play that. Hopefully it resolves. Actually, they don't have blue mana, so this should resolve. We can get Volcanic Island, then play Ren and 6. Sweet. I think Scalding Tarn is better for us here. Actually, definitely better because we have no plains, so every island in our deck, like we can fetch with both, and there are some mountains we can only get with Scalding Tarn. Eldammer's Call, okay. We have Maelstrom Pulse to kill anything they get here. They get Uro, that's honestly kind of annoying, because now we're going to have to discard a hand size, but it's a good problem to have. Ooh, never mind. We can Reclamation Sage that. There's the Uro. It's good late, but it's not that impressive here. It does ramp them, but they need quite a few more cards before they can escape it. Good draw, so we'll go Forest, Reclamation Sage. All the 2-for-1s. The next turn we can play Garrick or Maelstrom Pulse. Wow, they just pass. Okay. So let's get Blood Crypt. Return the land, and then play Garrick and make a beast. And every single turn, we're just pulling further and further ahead. Let's hit for 2 here. I think this is... they might have endurance. I'll just leave it back. I don't think the 2 damage is relevant. Fact or fiction? Okay. Whoa. That's a lot of top end. I think we separate the Tavalar's Huntmaster and the Hullbreaker Horror. What if we did this? Yeah, I think I'll split it like this. And then if we don't really care which pile they take, we have a solid answer to both of their big boys. If they take this pile, we do need to deal with the Giver of Runes too. Which is why I put the 2 together. Hullbreaker Horror, yeah, I don't really know which pile they'll take here. 4 spells is a lot. There's also an argument to them taking they want more, okay, so they take the 3 pile, which means that there's less cards in their graveyard for Uro. They could still escape Uro here. Wall of Roots, okay. Knight of the Reliquary, okay. This is kind of scary. So I think I will. Oh, do we want to Maelstrom Pulse this night? We're getting close to being able to Ultimate Ren, which would probably take over the game pretty quick. Oh, I also forgot we can untap land. So we could have up to 7 mana here. Not enough for Scarab God plus Pulse. I don't think I'm going to use the Pulse on the Knight of the Reliquary. I just don't think it matters that much. So we can fetch. I think we could just play Scarab God, honestly. That seems fine. And then we can make another beast. Grab Mountain. Bring back land. Make another beast. Play Scarab God. And it's kind of free to attack here. We get in for 2 points of damage. Their life total is high, so it's not that relevant, but I think it's worth doing. Now they need if they have Solitude, it could be kind of bad, but if we get to untap with the Scarab God, then we can really go off. And also, if we get to Ultimate Ren in 6, then we have Infinite Maelstrom Pulses. So they have a lot of. They need to address both of these cards this turn, probably. So they have 7 mana right now, or 8 mana. They could play Hullbreaker Horror plus a 1-drop if they have one. They don't have Giver of Runes, but they might have another 1-drop. We know 2 of their 5 cards. Boseju's not that impressive when we have Ren and 6 going. Okay, there's the horror. Do they have a one drop? They put a counter on Wall of Roots, which makes it kind of look like they do, but they also could be just doing this to hold up Boseiju. Dismember. Okay, that's quite bad. So they dismember the Scarab God and then bounce Ren and 6, and that does cleanly answer both. We can now kill the Hullbreaker Horror. Yeah, I think we're in a good spot here, but that is a solid line from the opponent. So let's start with Maelstrom Pulse. If they have like a Force of Will or something here, we fall way behind. But that doesn't. I would be surprised to see that. Endurance. Fair enough. So they could bounce their own Hullbreaker Horror if they want to. They could also bounce the Maelstrom Pulse, but then we can just recast it. Okay, they're bouncing their own Horror. Sure. Then we'll see if they shuffle their graveyard back in. I kind of think they should. It gets rid of their Uro, but okay, they don't. They choose not to. Sure. So now do we just replay the Scarab God? I think so. So we'll untap two lands and play Island Scarab God. And I'll swing in with everything. If they, well, no, I'll leave back the Knight of the Reliquary, I guess, or the Rex Age. We hit them for 3, and then we have a blocker in case they bounce our Scarab God again. And now, honestly, our hand is kind of bad. All these lands, when we're not close to Ren Ultimate, are much less impressive. Okay, they're bringing back Uro this turn. That makes sense. That's pretty good against the Scarab God because they can get rid of all their creatures. But then they just pass and we get to untap, and I guess we can't do too much, but we can like just develop our board pretty well. They have no attacks. I would love to find a Thoughtseize for the Hullbreaker Horror. I'd also love to find. I was about to say love to find Uro, but our graveyard is surprisingly light given how long this game has been. Okay, do we want to make an endurance? Yeah, I think I will do this. So we get a 4/4. We'll shuffle their cards back in. Oh, wow. Good play by the opponent. I did not see that coming. So they got us to sink a lot of our mana into something that doesn't really help us. Um, okay. Few options here. How much does it help to get Ren and 6 down? Not that much. Um, if we attack for 5 and they block, we can kill their Uro, but they probably won't block because they know about that. Yeah, I think we're behind now. And I don't think I care that much about getting the Ren and 6 in play. So I'm just going to play Elvish Mystic, Lava Claw Reaches, and pass. That Cold Guns command was kind of a blowout. So they're holding Endurance plus um plus Hullbreaker Horror and Boseiju. That we knew their entire hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So they can play the Hullbreaker Horror. So I'm gonna block this with all 3 of these. So we get to kill this no matter what. Well, I guess we don't know what their last card is. And now they can endure. Oh, I guess they can endurance away the Scarab God. Yeah, maybe this was a loose line. Endurance has put in some good work for them this game. I still think we're in a reasonable position, but we do need to find a way to kill the Hullbreaker Horror. So shuffle our graveyard back in, pass back. Hunt Master of the Fells. Okay. So they're going kind of wide. We can handle this current board well. Oh man, just another land. Okay, we're definitely behind now. So we could crack Nurturing Peatland and start getting some rent and six value that way. But I think this turn we just develop a bit. One, two, three, four, five. Actually, no, we can do everything. Yeah, we can still crack the Peatland. And we have so many lands in hand that we just don't need. So let's go Nurturing Peatland, crack. Kolagon's Command, interesting. Do we want to do that first? No, let's hold that for now. So we'll play Thragtusk. Is their last card Remand? Man, they just always have it. Okay. So that happens, then we play Ren and 6. Bring back the Nurturing Peatland. But now we're way behind. They've had kind of the perfect answer at all times. Like they had the endurance, they had the I mean we knew about the endurance that time, but they had the endurance originally. Um or the Kolagun's command to bring back the endurance. So they sack a land, this is fine. Kolagun's command is not looking great here, honestly. It doesn't kill anything that relevant. It doesn't, and then they had like the extra card, so we could not hit the horror. And our hand is just garbage. We just have 5 lands. Okay, they go straight to combat. No attacks. And then they pass. Okay, so in response, we're gonna try and kill this. So kill Huntmaster, you discard. So yeah. Target player, target creature. Okay, that works, although they just discard a land, which isn't too relevant. Minsk and Boo. I actually don't think we play that yet. Do we have any more lands to fetch? We have one Triome. Um, yeah, I think I'm gonna play Thragtusk first here. So we'll fetch Jund's Triome. Turn the land. Play Thragtusk. And then pass. And I mean, they're gonna get to play Hullbreaker Horror, and then untap and play Uro and bounce something. So I think we are behind, but it's not over. The question is, do we have anything that comes back when we're way behind on board? We don't have any board sweepers. We don't have like a fractured identity type card. Worth noting that's their last forest or plains. Okay, they do have one more now, but they can't. This card can only sacrifice forests and plains, and all the rest of their cards are not those. If we can find a way to kill the Hullbreaker Horror, we win, I think. But that may be easier said than done. So they escape the Ura. Oh no, they overload Mizium mortars. Brutal. So they can. Yeah, that's. They do. They have lethal. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, they have exactly lethal. Wow, cool game. Good win from the opponent. I think we could have definitely played better. I don't know whether we could have won. Maybe. Um, but we definitely there was a couple places where we kind of walked into stuff that they had. Weird game, but they do take us down. So we're gonna have to settle this in game 3. We're on the play. I think we just run back the main deck. Yeah. All right, we can keep this. We'll grab Jund with Scalding Tarn. I guess we could have also played Botanical Sanctum, but this isn't really a deck where you need to rush stuff into play like that. We don't have a 3 drop that we're dying to cast. So we'll play Elvish Mystic, Field of the Dead. Then next turn we can play one of our 2 removal spells if they play something that we can kill. Looks like Green Sun Zenith. So now we need to decide if we want to Maelstrom Pulse this Birds of Paradise or save it for something better. I think we just thought Season save it for something better. Well, their hand is stacked. Um, I think we take Kolagon's command. Yeah, let's take the command. Since if we take a creature, they can just return the creature. And then we'll hit for 1. Their hand lines up well against ours though. Yeah, I think we are not a favorite to win at this stage. They play Breeding Pool, then they play Giver of Runes and pass with Endurance up. Oh, they okay, no, they play Uro first, sure. Good draw. So we can play Garrick, untap 2 lands, and then Maelstrom Pulse the Giver. I don't love using a Maelstrom Pulse on this 1 drop, but I do think that's what we need to do here because otherwise it can protect all their stuff. So Garrick, untap 2 lands, Maelstrom Pulse. And now we're definitely ahead on board, but their hand is better than ours, and they have Uro in the graveyard. We have a lot of mana though, so we have very live top decks. Zagoth Triumph is not really among them. Let's play Thragtusk. And then we decide if we want to play the Triome or hold it to cycle. I think I will play it because I want to get towards Field of the Dead. And then we'll make a Beast. If I'd be a little bit worried about the Endurance killing our Thragtusk or Garrick if we didn't have Thragtusk, but Thragtusk is a good blocker here. Because even if they kill it, we can still. Oh, what? Solitude. Okay. Yeah, we're well behind here. Very live top decks, but we're definitely behind. They choose to take the Thragtusk. All right. Our life total is high. And I'll definitely accept the trade if they offer it. They're holding Endurance, Hullbreaker Horror, and 1 unknown. They choose not to do the trade. Ooh, good draw. Very good draw. Red, blue. Let's find some action. Because the thing is, the lands we hit off of this are good too. Okay, let's go. Thirst in the hand. Island on the bottom. Exile Lava Claw Reaches. We'll make another beast. Play the Lava Claw Reaches and pass. They can jam the Endurance if they want to. Doesn't really matter. We have plenty of blockers for it. Kind of happy for them to put our graveyard back in. It's bad if we draw Uro or Ren and 6, I guess, but those are good cards. I'm very happy to draw most of those cards again. Tavlar's Huntmaster. Okay, we can kill that. But then we're using our removal spell on that and not the Hullbreaker Horror. They don't have any attacks. Okay, let's play the Brainstorm. It's risky because if we don't draw action or fetch land, we're in terrible shape, but I think we need to go for it. Okay, really good draws. So let's put back. We definitely don't want the Reclamation Sage. And then I think we just put back Bloodchief's Thirst. And then we make 2 zombies off of this, which is really relevant. I think we are fine on green mana. So I'll just get an island. Then we go Fury to kill Solitude and one of their wool. Oh no, we want to kill their Birds of Paradise. So I think what we want to do here is go grist, making sure to leave up enough red. Grist and sack a dude to kill the top of our Hunt Master. Then I'm going to attack with two beasts. I think I want to leave some back on defense, but I'm hoping they block with endurance and then we can get a better fury. Okay, this works totally fine. Then we'll untap two lands. Hardcast Fury. And we'll go two here, one here, one here. They can keep the wolf. We sweep the rest of their board. And we'll pass. And now they have the Hullbreaker Horror, but they don't have the mana for it. They can escape Uro, but the Fury can kill the Uro. Any land we draw gives us tokens for Field of the Dead. We're also milling a card a turn, so we're digging towards our own Uro. We have infinite mana essentially with Garruk. So I think we're in a good spot here. It's been such a wild match all around. Very swingy. Our decks are very similar, which leads to interesting gameplay. Hesper Sentinel is so bad. I mean, it's a great card, but it's so bad here. Okay, that's actually not bad here because it gives us a zombie, and then we can just sack it and redraw. Okay, that's bad. Plus, Scarab God, come on. Do we want to attack with the Fury? No, I don't think so. Do we want to plus Garruk? Because we're threatening to ultimate Garruk, and that would be a lot of damage coming in. So, say they just like swing with Uro and then play Hullbreaker Horror. If that's their plan, we block their Uro with Fury. They trade. Then we ultimate Garruk next turn, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 attackers. So that's 18 points of pump. 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27 points of damage. That actually looks pretty good. And in that case, do we actually want to keep the Fury around? Yeah, Fury is really good with the Garruk ultimate. So I think that's what we're going to do. We're just going to plus the Garruk for no value. Could also animate the lava. No, no, we don't animate Lava Claw. So yeah, we'll just plus this and pass. And now if they like top deck Mizium Mortars, we're in terrible shape, but against what we know them to have, this is a good position. So I'm not going to trade with Garruk or with Fury because I want to have a 6/6 with double strike and trample. They don't have trample, so we can just jump block with an insect. Probe, okay, so they see that we have nothing. They do have mana for Mizium Mortars. Okay, Mox. Land. Alright, their last card is Hullbreaker Horror, so I think we just win. We'll untap. Another land is bad. But what we can do is play this to make a zombie, which we can sack to kill one of their things. So let's animate this. Ultimate Garruk. Um, I guess I don't even need to use Grist. Just crack this. I think we have one more land we can get like a breeding pool. Oh, we have a few. All right. Land. Attack with everything. And I think this is solidly lethal. They get to cast their 7 drop, but I don't think it's going to be enough. This is the first time I've seen a Garrick ultimate be so good. Yeah, they gain trample, so these blocks don't do that much. For a second, I was like, wait, they don't gain trample, but no, they do. So pump this, hit you for tons of damage. All right, wild game or match two. I think we might have been able to win game two if I had played better, but we are able to pull it out. We're 2-0. I'll see you in the finals. All right, here we are for the finals against Uber Crisis. We are on the play, luckily. And, oh, this hand is... It's a good hand. We're definitely keeping. It's just painful that we can't play Ren and 6 right now. But what we can do is play Elvish Mystic into Sakura Tribe Elder, get red source that way, and then get Ren and 6 going. Um, we also could get Thoughtseize, get black for Thoughtseize, but then we don't have green mana. I wish we could get a green black land with this. This is actually the first time where that's really come up, but we passed 2 green black lands fairly late in the draft, and this is the first time where that's hurt us. So I just want to, yeah, the only green source we can get here that lets us play our thing is we could also just get a tapped land, but then we still don't have Run and 6 next turn, so breeding pool it is. The next turn we can go Field of the Dead plus the Sakura Tribe Elder. Oh, I really want to draw a red source and kill this. Come on, land. Red source. Bloodchief's Thirst. Okay. I mean, as far as draws go, that's not too bad. But they are going to get to level up their Draga Tree Speaker this turn. So what we're going to do is get back Ren and 6. Or get a red source with Sakura Tribe Elder. Then play Ren and 6, return Pluto Delta, grab a black source, and Bloodchief's Thirst, their Tree Speaker. Hopefully they have no more play here. If they just like pass or level it up, okay, they play Noble Hierarch, that's fine. Hex Drinker, that's less fine. I think we need to kill that while we can. Man, if we had just had a red source for this Draga Tree Speaker, we'd be in such a better position. Okay, so we don't have a black land. Yeah, this is kind of awkward. I think now what we need to do is Ren and 6 back, Polluted Delta. Because if we minus, then we just lose our Ren, which I don't really want to do. So I'm going to kill this Hex Drinker and let them have mana and hope they don't have too much action with it. So we get Blood Crypt, kill this. And then next turn we can kill their Noble Hierarch and Thoughtseize them. And then we'll have Ren going and we'll be in good shape, but they'll still have this Draga Tree Speaker, so they'll have a lot of mana. Like, they could just play a 6-drop here. They actually have a 6-drop. Brutal, just brutal. Man, I think we're definitely behind here. I'm not too worried about just this prime time. We should be able to kill it eventually. We can kill this. Thoughtseize them. Okay, let's play that in case we find a removal spell. Minsk and Boo, good draw, but not for this turn. Um, okay, let's kill this and Thoughtseize them. All right, so they have Primeval Titan. They just got random lands here, so I'm not too worried about them getting man lands or anything, but they're still gonna just have a 6/6 with trample. We can bring back Uro soon though. We need another green source. Are you serious? We just Thoughtseize them and then they top deck something? That feels so bad. Alright, we're dead to most things that cost this much mana. Green Suns for 7. At least we'll get to see more of their deck. Yeah, man, I thought our hand was great, but we just got kind of run over by mono green. I think it is just over. We don't have a sweeper. I'll take a draw step just in case I'm forgetting something. Actually, no. That yeah, we're definitely they get two counters on all these things. Man, really rough game. If we just had lands for Ren and Six on turn two, we easily win this game. We kill their Tree Speaker. They can just never develop. Next turn they played Hex Drinker, Noble Hierarch. We go like kill your other thing, but because we didn't have the right lands, because we didn't have a black green land in our deck, we lose. All right, game two. Let's try to recoup. I don't think we make any changes. Yeah, let's just run it back. Actually, I'll cut Embrace Shieldbreaker for one more land. Yeah, I'm gonna add one more forest. Makes Field of the Dead slightly worse. Or actually, I guess it doesn't. Adding more lands helps Field of the Dead. Okay. Yeah, I'll keep this hand. We need more lands. If we find a black source, we can just turn two an Ashiok, which is really good. Um, we could play Charter Course on turn one, but I think I'm going to play Elvish Mystic. Slightly decreases our chances of turn two Ashiok, but it's just better for our general game plan and just like developing our mana and stuff. Okay. Can we draw a land? No. So I'll attack. If they trade, I'm happy with that. If they don't, I'm also happy with it. Then we play Mox and draw two, and we really need to find land. We have 17 lands out of 32 cards, so the odds are very in our favor. Okay. Minsk and Boo next turn is going to be nice. We could just die to channel, but if they're just like a normal green deck, yeah, this is fine. I mean, it's a good draw from them. They're doing a lot of stuff, but I think we're still favored from this position. I would love to find a black source, but we don't. Just going to play Minsk and Boo then. We could no. We could sack this Boo token to kill one of their dorks, but then it could kill our Minskin Boo. That doesn't seem worth it. They're gonna have 6 mana there, so they might just play another Titan. That'd be frustrating, but turn three Titan back-to-back games is definitely. I mean, we're in the finals. You would expect our opponent's deck to be pretty good. Hmm. Well, there's the channel. GG. Probably. There's some things we could beat here, but not many. Like a Blightsteel Colossus, we could pretty easily beat here. A huge Walking Ballista we could potentially beat, although we need to find a Black Source. A huge Hydroid Krasis is actually one of the probably the better things for us. It's still scary. We need to find a black source, but we get to draw 4 cards off Minsk and Boo. They also still have channel going, and they could play land and then have 2 mana. Soul Ring. Wow, their deck is very good. No green mana now. They could play like Karn Liberated or Ugin. Sundering Titan. Okay. This is kind of funny that we can put them to 1 now with Minsk and Boo. I don't think we have a way to push the last point of damage, though. That's definitely the line, though. So we'll say no to this. Put you to 1. Can you find a black source, please? Ah, only a tapped black source. Okay, so we'll play Uro into Zagoth Triome. Bolt! Lightning Bolt! We don't have red mana, no! Why? Okay, so we're going. Yeah, I mean, this is a weird game. If they have more stuff, we're probably gonna die. But This actually seems potentially fine. So we'll discard Thought Seize. I don't think we're really in the Thought Seize stage of the game. Then they can kill our Minsk and Boo and hit us for 10, and we have one turn to top deck a red source, basically. Avenger of Zendikar, Crater of Behemoth. Oh, man. If we found a red source, we would have won this game. Really unfortunate. That's definitely lethal. Okay, so we lost pretty much solely due to colored mana issues in the finals. Like in game one, I think we win that if we could play Ren and Six early, and in game two we win if we have a Lightning Bolt. So both games we needed just red mana. Um, Tough loss, honestly. Very tough loss. Their deck was great. They had like Channel, they had Soul Ring, they had Derogatory Speaker, tons of dorks. Um, yeah, hard to say if we could have won either one of those games with different play. If we had a better mana base, we could have certainly. If we like maybe we didn't need to care about the Hex Drinker, but if we just like let them level up Hex Drinker to a 4/4, that's gonna be really hard for our deck to beat. Yeah, tough league. I really would have liked to have won that last one, got the trophy. It feels like it was just like weird stuff that prevented it, but still definitely a fun league. That match two was awesome against a 5 color mirror match, and our deck was sweet. We had like just great removal, good multicolored threats. Our mana was actually incredible. 4 fetch lands plus 2 triomes. Um, it didn't work 100% of the time, but it was good overall. Fury was a consistent overperformer. The Scarab God was great. Yeah, just a solid league all around. We never got Ashiok going, but I'm happy we got some run in 6 games, and I'm happy we got a fun league. So thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.